wanted to thank my family that are here right now. Moments are things we look back on and don't realize we had experienced them until it's over. This is a lesson I have learned from my past, and I try to remind myself of it every day. Ever since a very wise person in my life brought that into my perspective. He said, a moment usually passes before you realize its impact. When I look back on these past few years as a nursing student, there are many moments. I can still recall the excitement I felt when I found out I got into one of the nation's highest ranked nursing programs. I remember those long nights at Granger studying pathway slides on the elliptical at the arc. I'll remember many nights of not sleeping and the many days of catching up. I remember driving early mornings for the hour-long commute to clinical, waking up to do so while it seemed as if we were the only ones awake on campus. I remember giving my first shot to a patient who wanted the flu vaccine. I remember how nervous I was to step into a hospital room and even approach a patient. I remember always wondering if there was anything I should do to prepare for the MCAS. I remember questioning how many times I'll be asked to write an APA form in after school. I remember celebrating the completion of an exam with friends over food, of course. And I'll most definitely remember the friendships I've made through it all. In addition to the lesson plans and the education this wonderful staff has provided me, college as a whole taught me many lessons outside of academics. Caffeine works its charm when you have actually gotten some sleep. Procrastination is not really a good idea, but really puts some pressure on you to finish the assignment. My time here has also solidified the fact that friends are fun to hang out with, but also make great company staying in and studying with you until 3 a.m. Moments like these only form a chapter of our lives. We should not be sad it's over, but we should rejoice that it happened and look forward to what we can do next. Those moments we've had, the past, has brought us here. When we, the class of 2014, go out there in whichever field we find ourselves in, we make our decisions based on knowledge about how we can make the future and present better, or make them based on what we should avoid. We have learned these responses, these wiser decisions from our past. Although we live in a society living for the here and now and the future, we must not forget it is important to acknowledge the past, to accept it for its hardships, the good times, and even the things in between that we come across. My first clinical experience as a volunteer presented me with a lesson I will not forget. The wife of a patient in hospice care shared with me, in life, you never stop learning. You never stop gaining experience and crossing opportunities to learn. These 4 years since that interaction has taught me that learning is a choice you must make. There are other options, however. 1, you can let the message go in one ear and out the other, gaining nothing from the interaction or the situation. Or 2, you can choose to repress the experience, forget it ever happened, ignore it, still gaining nothing and no self-progress. 3, you can choose to live in the past, which you may already know from experience this choice isn't really healthy. We can dwell or run from our past. It's easy to, but for the most part, the best outcomes are a result of us deciding to learn. We should always remember there is no such thing as a refund on memories or experiences. What has happened already is something we cannot take back. The lessons we have earned make us who we are today. Some days, we learn from someone else's advice. Other days, we unfortunately learn our lessons in the most difficult way, learning from our mistakes. If we were fortunate enough, we got it right the first time, and remembered not to take those blessings for granted. But again, we remember these moments are not unlovable. Graduation is a time of reflection and celebration of what has happened over these last few years and what is yet to come. From here, we can go forth and continue our journey as professionals in the workplace to ideally implement our education and experiences into plans ahead to make use of what we have already accomplished and all the lessons learned. The journey only begins here. I wish for you all a great future ahead and an abundance of memories. Thank you. to all